Okay, right now I'm going to go through my bookshelf and show you guys the books that I have that I don't have the heart to get rid of yet, but I don't know when and if I'm ever going to read them because they are so far down on my TBR. This is like, there's library books and books I don't have higher on the TBR than these. First up, we have Legend by Marie Lu. I think it's the first of a series. My brother-in-law gave this to me a little, like, years ago before he was even my brother-in-law because he thought I would like it. And I want to read it, I just never have, and it literally does not stay in my brain. I forget about it all the time. So, at some point, I don't know. Next, we have Steel by Carrie Vaughan. I think I pulled this out of Pals at one point when I used to live in Oregon, and because I thought it looked interesting and it was cheap, but I don't care that much anymore, but like the concept is still really interesting, and so I want to read it, but it's just not high on my list at all. And the description's literally: a mysterious broken sword transports a modern teen through time to the deck of a pirate ship. Stranded in the past and surrounded by strangers, she is forced to sign on as crew. Blah, 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 and other things. And there's dark magic and duels and pirates, so who wouldn't like that? All right, next up is the Ranger's Apprentice series. I pulled this off on my siblings' shelves when they moved out, and they're a pretty classic series. I might end up getting rid of them soon, actually. I'm not totally sure. But, like, I kind of want to read them, but also they're not. They're probably the lowest of the ones I've even mentioned so far. Okay, next we have Nightmare Academy by Frank Peretti, Hangman's Curse by Frank Peretti. Did I say Frankman? Okay. The Oath by Frank Peretti, and Prophet by Frank Peretti. I do want to read these. I like the author a lot, but I don't know if I'm going to like these specific books by him because the other ones I'm reading, I don't know what they're called because they're not on my shelf. The other one I'm reading is like a Christian fiction, and these also I think might have some Christian stuff, but I think some of them are like horror. I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited because it's Frank Peretti, but I don't know if any of these ones, like just the storyline does not really sound that interesting to me. I want to finish the other books I'm reading by him first and just see how much I really like him too. I'm sorry you have to get all this and me turning around Savannah-Rose, but I don't want to forget where the books are on the shelf, so I can't just pull them all out at once. Okay, next we have The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. I'm heard it's a pretty popular book, and I like the storyline a lot. Again, it's just not high on my list, and I kind of keep forgetting about it because it's not one I've heard a lot about, so it doesn't stick in my head that much. But I do want to read it at some point. It's a little higher up there than some of these other ones. Next up, we've got a couple of different books that I got for free at a book fair thing at some point when I was in college. So this is Stravaganza. I cannot talk. Extravaganza, City of Stars by Mary Hoffman. It looks interesting, it looks cute, it looks like a vibe, and so like every time I'm like, do I get rid of this? And then I read the blurb and I'm like, oh, but I kind of like that. And then I forget about it again until I do another book unhaul, I guess it's called, and get rid of stuff. But okay, we have Lily of the Valley by Suzanne Streampeck-Shea. Again, the same thing where I like the blurb. I think it sounds interesting. It's about a girl that wants to be an artist. It's something about dreams. It's fiction, but it looks cute, and I do maybe want to read it at some point, but who knows? Okay, these are only two books I have left of the Wings of Fire series, which is The Brightest Night and Moon Rising. I used to own a lot more of them, but I gave them to my brother because he's a middle grade teacher. I really want to finish the series. It was so much fun growing up, but I just don't. I don't care enough to like find the books, but I don't really want to own the books right now. But I don't really love the audiobook reader, so they're hard to read that way. But I want the story. But I just don't want to read them right now. I think maybe just because they're a good chunk of lower level, but I don't know, like I really like the story, but I'm also only on book like, I don't know, 5 or 7 or something, and there's so many. Dune, I'm sure most people watching this know what Dune is, by Frank Herbert. I want to read it. I don't want to read this copy because it is just not nice to hold. It is so skinny. I mean, it's skinnier than my hand, and I have small hands, and it's just he's thick and skinny, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I like the story. I mean, I've watched half of the first movie, but so far I like the story. It's just so terribly binded that I need a different copy. We have the Land of Elion series. The first one called The Dark Hills Divide by Patrick Harmon. I had a sibling that liked these, I think, growing up, and I think I got some of them from them. Again, seems interesting. Been on my TBR for years and years and years, and I still kind of want to read it, and I'm not at the point where I want to give up on it and completely get rid of it, but I'm not too sure how confident I am that I'll actually ever get to these. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green does not have a cover, but I actually might get rid of this one. I don't care. I don't care. The Archived. I got this from Savannah-Rose, I believe. I think I also might potentially get rid of this one. But it is The Archived by Victoria Schwab. I don't know. It hasn't been on here for too long as some of the others have, but it's also at like the very, very back of my bookshelf. So if that doesn't say what I think about it. Ooh, we have another one behind it. I literally thought I'd already gotten rid of this. The Dear Evan Hansen, the novel. I love Dear Evan Hansen, but I think this is going to get well. I'm not gonna read this. Those are my main ones, but these are ones that are that are higher up on the list than the others, but I'm still not 100% sure how much I want to read them. The Shadow in the Glass by Hardwood. Again, I think I do want to read this one, but it is, out of everything else that I have to read, pretty far down. Because I got it recently, and I don't know, I don't care that much. So, yeah. I've also been kind of debating, like, I do want to still read it, but it's gone pretty far down. A Man Called Ove, whatever, by Frederick Bachman. I love Frederick Bachman's writing, don't get me wrong. And I want to read more of his stuff, but I think there's some of his other things that I want to read a lot more than this. My mom just read it and she didn't have that good of a review of it, so. But her tastes are also super different than mine. And there's a cat on the cover. Cat. Meow. So, I think that just about does it for books that, who knows, I might get to, I might not. Maybe I'll do an update later of next time I go through my books and get rid of stuff and be like, oh look, I'm getting rid of this one and this one and this one. But I don't know. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any books that are super low in your TBR, but maybe you're still holding on to, or if you know of any of these books and you know have a good recommendation and you really want me to read them, let me know down in the comments. And maybe based on people's recommendations, some of them might get booted up. We'll see. That's everything. Thank you.